John, I know you sometimes consider me a bit of a pest. Admit it. It's
Mm.
true. But today I want to talk about the real pests, the pests that are all throughout our valley, whether it be mosquitoes or rats or scorpions. Oh my, these are all things I don't want to see and I don't like to talk about. But if they're in your life, you're probably looking for a way to get them out.
No question about it. Not to mention, there's some pests that really we don't expect here in Vegas that are causing real havoc. Trent English, he is joining us now from Truly Nolan. He is a pest control technician, and he's here to get the pests out of your life. Hopefully not the Tempestas, though. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Good morning.
Hey, great to talk to you.
Good
Okay, so
morning.
the rats, that's not necessarily a thing you think of when it comes to Vegas. The pigeons, with the exception of maybe Mike Tyson and his affinity for them, you don't think of the pigeons. I've got a neighbor of mine, a friend of mine down the street, who has like about a dozen pigeons on her roof all the time. What the heck's going
Sure.
on?
Well, indirectly, when we change just the smallest little integer in the way we live our lives, it's like that domino effect. It indirectly affects these pests and rodents in our community and outside our community. So pigeons in particular, because the valley was sitting still, we didn't have those abundant food sources that were building up around businesses in the dumpster enclosures. They sought a food source elsewhere, and so they've moved more into our residential communities in search of food and around businesses that they weren't traditionally in. And so it's gotten pretty bad. They've in search of food. We've had a lot of incoming bird activity.
It's so interesting because pests are something that are always changing and kind of responding to the different seasons. I know right now being summer, Trent, you mentioned that scorpions and ants, and I know this firsthand, not the scorpion, but the ants are a serious issue. Do you have any thoughts on how we can keep them out of our home?
Well, coddling is a longer term solution on nooks and crannies that they can pop up through, like around the plumbing lines that come up through the foundation slab, that there are cutouts there. They'll follow those lines up into a home.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure with ants, they're in search of food. So they'll send the scouts out in search of food. When they find something out in the open, that's when they send everything at it. So you have these drones of ants by the thousands in some cases invade homes. So you just want to make sure that if you have food out in the open, that you're putting those things in containers. Dog food is a major
Oh yeah.
contributor to ants being
Hmm.
around, like front entry and entering into a home. You want to make sure that those things get picked up as well. But that's the best advice I could give you. Just still those little nooks and crannies, and make sure that you don't have any open food sources out there.
Oh yeah, we had a conga line of ants not too long ago, coming through the tiniest little crack in the grout of the tile in our floor. Like they are very
Oh,
resilient.
Jeannie.
They'll always find a way, which is
They
really
are.
incredible. Let's talk about Truly Sanitized. I mean, obviously, people are thinking, maybe we should be a little bit cleaner nowadays. You're helping keep businesses and residences as clean as possible. Tell us how you're doing this. You started this in April, right?
Yeah, so in response to this COVID-19 pandemic and all this fear, and Truly Nolan, like other pest control companies in my industry, stepped up to fight. We're connected to disease prevention.
Mhm.
So Truly Sanitized, the service, our disinfectant service, we go into businesses and homes. I've personally been into medical offices and homes and businesses to restore a safer, healthier working environment. And, it's twofold, creating a healthier, safer environment, living environment inside homes and working
Mhm.
environment, but also it restores consumer confidence um, with businesses again so that they
Yeah,
can keep their doors open. And that's such a critical component with our economy recovering right now.
no question.
That's a very relevant service right now, Trent, for sure. Trent, as we, move out of summer and move into fall, which I'm just praying for every day. I just want to wear a sweater so badly. Do you have any other tips? I appreciate you mentioning sealing all the little holes and grout lines in your home. Any other tips as kind of the fall pest season comes upon us?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, we could do a whole hour or 2 hour long segment on this. I know we don't have time. But so scorpions are a huge fall insect. Making sure that you're stopping negative airflow is so critical because they will hibernate inside homes as the cooler weather approaches.
Great.
So a little trick that I've learned over the years, they're drawn to moisture and stable environments. They spend 80% of their life mostly in hiding. They like their food to come to them. So if you take a burlap sack out up against the wall, like your exterior perimeter wall in some shaded area there, you let it just sit there for a few months, you just turn that into a scorpion bait station. You may go to pull that and find that you can kill 30 to 40 in one fell swoop. Just a little trick there. And you want to make sure that you're constantly moving your mats around your front entry and your back patio because they love just getting under those areas there. That's where the insects go.
Wow.
With rats, it's all about the best advice I could give to homeowners right now. I had last fall and winter, I had 4 separate situations where a pregnant female came right through the doggy door and gave birth to 10 to 12 pups under the kick plate where the dishwasher is and the sink and all that. 4 separate instances of that, and that was right because of the doggy. So
wow.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Wow.
That's pretty ridiculous. Listen, Trent, it's great having you. All I can think of is that burlap sack and in giving that to my enemies to go in a sack race with. Trent, it's great to have you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. And listen, if you want to get some great help, you can go to Truly Nolan. They can help you keep your home clean or clean them of all those pests. TrulyNolan.com or the number right there on your screen. Truly Nolan, a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.